Okay. I don't know if it's working. I need some comments or something to tell me that what you guys are seeing, although I don't know if I can see comments. So I may just start talking to myself and hope that this all works. So what I'm seeing is that you guys should be seeing the Uship um, main screen right now, and hopefully you can hear me. So if you can hear me, if you do see that screen, I need like some hearts, some likes, comments, maybe something, because I've never done this share screen before, and I don't know that I can see comments um, or likes or anything. So bear with me, you guys. I am just trying to see if I can figure out where comments would go. Um, yeah, I don't see any comments. So I don't know. I see 5 of you are on, if that's right. Okay, well, I'm just gonna start going with the flow here. Okay, so hopefully you're seeing this screen. This is Uship. This is what I use to find shippers when shipping my furniture. I just create a account with them, which it's been a while, but I'm can tell you that you're gonna need, obviously to put your name, your phone number, your address. You will need to put a credit card on file with them because that is how you will pay your shipper once the furniture is delivered. And I'm still just sorry guys, I'm still just playing to try to figure out if this really is working. Okay, so I have an account as you can see, and I'm just going to show you like you go to my shipments, and I'll show you like that dresser that I have outside right now that I just wrapped is listed here because it's the only one not completed. I have other ones here in my completed of ones that have gone out and who I've used. Um, so this is kind of what this looks like. Um, so I'll just click here and show you guys a little bit. I'm really hoping you're seeing this and that this is working. It appears it is. Okay, so Presto Express was the company. His name's Derek Francis. I have his phone number and email. How much the quote was. There's obviously a fee to use Uship, so that was their fee there. And then I have my credit card on file. This is the screen I'll go to when he has picked up the dresser, and I will then release payment to him here. Okay. Um, you do not give them any of this information. Obviously, you get like a code as well. So you don't give that to your shipper until it's delivered. And I don't use a debit card, I always use a credit card. Okay, so let's just go ahead and ship a piece of furniture. So we'll just use like make up some fake furniture here. So obviously you saw I went to ship, and then you're going to choose your category, which will be household items and furniture. And you're going to type in here what it is. So let's just say a dresser. And as you can see, length, which I like to refer to as depth because it always confuses me a little bit. This is the length, and you got your width and your height. So you're going to want to put those dimensions in. I usually just kind of, it's an estimated, I round up if I need to. If it's 35 and a half, I put 36. So let's just say it's 20 by 55 by 23, okay, inches. Weight, again, this is a made up piece of furniture. Like I was saying in the other video, you can Google I found a few different spreadsheets that show kind of an estimated range for most furniture pieces. So that has been helpful in kind of figuring out the weight. So we'll just say this piece weighs 150 pounds. There's only one of it. And then you need the city or zip code as to where it's being picked up and then where it's going. So I'm in McKinney, Texas, so 75072. Let's just say it's going, I don't know, hopefully I can make up a zip code here. Let's see. Let's use, oh, here, I know I'm from Nebraska, so let's use that one. Okay. Hit continue, and you're going to get a range or an estimated guess of kind of what you can expect your quotes to be. Now, I have heard from shippers that say that these are like way off. The quotes are way off, but I have found them to be fairly accurate. Again, I've had some crazy high ones lately. I don't know why, if it's the gas prices or what, but so $330. So this is a good way to get like an estimate. If you choose not to include your shipping into your list price, this will kind of give you a good idea. When someone says, hey, how much is it going to cost to ship this item? This will give you a good range. So then you're just going to hit create listing, and then suddenly you'll have a dresser, which I'll just go ahead and do it because I can cancel it. That's not a big deal. The next step is going to be, how soon can this piece be picked up, and how soon and how late can this piece be picked up, and how soon and how late can this piece be delivered. So you pick a range. Let's just say I'll be ready to have it shipped out tomorrow, between tomorrow and Tuesday. I don't know. I really don't pay much attention to those dates. I just pick whatever. I know it may take a couple days to get there, so I'm going to give them from the 14th till the 18th to get it there. Okay. Blanket wrap's already checked. That's just what you'll consider. I never do freight. That's just not something I'll ever consider, like freight packing, like creating something. I don't want to do that or have them using. Yeah, I just don't create my furniture. So we'll skip over that. And then I do upload a photo here, which I have saved on my computer. I won't do that right now, but I do upload a photo. And then here is where I really get into a lot of detail about like, this item is heavy, requires 2 people to lift it. It is going to I don't know, just think of all the things like, there's no access to a driveway. You'll need to park in the street and, carry it up to the door. Fragile, there's glass, there's whatever. Just I put in a bunch of details here and then create listing. Okay. I'm really hoping that you guys are hearing me and seeing all this. I see a few of you are on here, but I can't see any comments. So, okay. So here is what it looks like. And I already got an email, like it's up on Uship. Okay. And this is what it looks like. So now you just wait. Okay. And then as soon as a shipper sees it and is interested in booking with you, I will get an email that says such and so sent you a quote. And then you can open it up and see what the quote is. Like for instance, let's just go to one of my completed ones and see if it shows me. I don't think it does actually. Yeah, it doesn't. Well, anyway, I don't have a screen to really show you an example of that, but it'll just tell you what the quote is. If they have any questions for you, you'll sometimes get questions. And then you can say accept or decline. And if you accept it, that is when your phone number and your name and all that gets released to the shipper. And sometimes they can go ahead and call you or text you or whatever. Or sometimes they'll just go through the portal here to message you. Obviously, everyone pretty much prefers texting. So, and then if you deny it, you can say why you're denying it. Like I didn't like your reviews. I didn't, quote was too much, whatever. I'm going to click on this one just to see if I can show you what I mean by the reviews. Here we go. So Wised Up Transport. These were the 2 ladies I just used. Delivered a cabinet for me they shipped it to Virginia, and they were awesome. They are 2 educators who are taking time off. And I think one was a principal or a retired principal, something like that. Anyway, they were great. And this is what I read. So they had 156 completed shipments. Most of them were obviously household goods, 5% canceled shipments. So obviously you see I have given them a good rating, which I think is important. if you have issues or not, no issues, I think a rating or some sort of feedback is great. So I obviously look for the bad ones. I read the good ones too, but I'm always looking like why, a lot of the times the cancellations are due to like this one, the shipment wouldn't fit in the provider's trailer. Okay, that's fine. It's not canceled because, something broke or whatever. Or they just no showed. That's another kind of red flag if they no show. But like they have excellent reviews. So if I see multiple reviews, I see they've done over, I like to see at least 100 shipments completed in the last year. I like to see pictures of their truck and what they're transporting stuff in. I like to see a little bio. And then I prefer to call and talk to them and just hear their voice, talk to them. You can kind of, take a lot from a person, just them, kind of get a feel for them. They are coming to my house. So some of you may not be comfortable with that, but that's just the reality for me is that my furniture is in my house. So, and I'm home, but luckily my husband works from home. Concerned about because, my husband's here and I feel pretty safe. But that's something else to think about. Shippers show up at 10 o'clock at night. That happens. Sometimes I had one guy who said he was going to be here at 6 in the afternoon and 6 came and went and he said, hey, here's where I am. I'm sorry, I'm running late. I'll be there closer to 9. 9 came and went. And then I was freaking out. Showed up an hour later and it was fine. He was nice. They were just, these guys are sleeping on the road. They're tired. I get it. So that happens. But again, if I would have been home alone at 10 o'clock at night and had this guy showing up, I would not have been very comfortable. So just do think about those type of things. And what else was there? Oh, the insurance. I know someone had asked about the insurance. So that is one I can't really talk to. I mean, I don't know enough about it to tell you. Okay, so when I first used Uship, I got the insurance. But as I've become more comfortable and I have established relationships with shippers, I am not using the insurance or I'm just not going through Uship because now, I know who Brandy is with Wised Up Transport. I have her phone number. I will just text her. I put them in my phone. I put a little mark like they were great. Here's what I like about them. I will just reach out to them if I have another piece of furniture I need shipped. I'll directly message them and say, hey, how much? And I just don't worry about I guess this might sound kind of, naive, but I don't worry too much about my stuff getting damaged. However, there is insurance through Uship. It's a little bit confusing. There's random deductibles and insurance is kind of high. And it just is a little bit confusing as to how you would go about filing a claim and getting reimbursed. I encourage you to look into it. Again, I used it a couple times and I was like, I'm just, I've used the shipper a couple times. I'm not too concerned. I'm not going to worry about it. Now, I do ask my shipper if they are bonded and insured, meaning, they have insurance on their truck and trailer and the goods that they're carrying. They usually have a policy of some sort that's typed up for me that shows kind of what, how much, what am I trying to say? How much they have in liability. Is it 15,000? Is it 10,000? Whatever. Again, never had to use it, never had an issue, but I do ask them that. You wouldn't want just some random person showing up and they don't even have a driver's license or means to be driving a vehicle or whatever. So just asking those type of questions and showing you proof of that. Like driver's license is a big thing for me. Making sure it's not expired, that this is their truck and trailer, because they'll have photos, they'll have a copy of their insurance cards on them. So I just usually ask for proof of that, or I look at it, so that's something else to think about. Okay. I really wish I could see comments, you guys, but I don't, and I don't know if it's just because I'm sharing my screen. Let me go back because I can't think of anything else right now. Cross post clipping. I just wish I could see comments. I just can't see anything. It's a bummer. But I guess I can just try to answer them if you guys have posted some questions when I hop off of here. Sorry, I'm still looking. I've never used this. Oh, wait. I think I see comments. Okay, Rosie, were you on here 8 minutes ago? Kathy. I only see those 2 comments. I don't even know how I got to this part, but I'm on here. Oh, thank you, Kathy. Okay, I just saw your comment. Really helpful for a first timer. Okay, awesome. I'm seeing the comments. I'm just like clicking buttons on my computer, hoping that I can see comments. So I only see 3 comments, so maybe I covered everything. I'm just thinking, guys, if there's anything else I can show you. I really can't think of anything else. I mean, like I was saying, Uship is great. I have found it really easy. So Uship has a fee on top of yes. So yes, Uship has to make their money, so they do have a fee, and I don't know how they calculate the fee, if it's a percentage based upon what the quote is. I'm not positive because I've seen the fee be $50 on like a $500 quote, and then I obviously this other it must be what 10%? Because I think hold on, what was this one? This one was it must be like 10% is what I'm guessing. Because if this guy quoted me 200 and the fee was yeah, so yeah, 10% is what the service charges. Now I have heard from shippers that the shippers pay even more than I pay. They must pay like 20% or something. So I try to help them out. Like if I've used great, I contact them first before I ever get on Uship, because then they can save a little money and I can save a little bit of money. So yeah, Kathy, I think it's 10%. So I'll probably 5 or 6 shippers in my belt at all times that I'll just like sit there and just blast off text to whenever a piece sells. And I'll try that first. And if they're telling me, sometimes I'll get super high quotes or they just can't go to that state for another month or 2, I'll go to the next person. Like I said, this piece was the same thing. Like I had a bunch of them say, I just don't go to Colorado until the spring. I had one guy, super great. He's awesome, but he right now is traveling between Virginia and California, so nowhere near Texas and Colorado. And he was like, well, maybe in a couple weeks I'll see where I'm at and I'll message you and see if I can get it to Colorado for you. So I was going to wait on him, and then I got a couple of quotes. So again, this guy, still haven't gotten a text from him. I don't know if he's going to show up. So I'll let you know. He had pretty good reviews. In fact, let me take you back over to his reviews real quick. But like when I called, I could tell he was on the road, but he seemed a little confused. He was like, which shipment again? And where is it going? And so again, I know they're busy, but and then he's like, well, I'm waiting on a couple other people in your area to have their shipments ready. So it's looking like, Thursday night or Friday morning, but I really wish I would have heard from him by now. So he hasn't shipped as many, 74, 5% cancellations, mostly household. So pretty good reviews. There was, I think, 1 or 2 where like he just canceled or something. Or he just didn't. Yeah, like this one. They sent me an email that they needed to cancel this pickup. So he gave him a poor review. I mean, you got to be a little bit lenient, you guys, a little bit, because they are on the road and their cars break down a lot. Like I'm constantly getting a message like, hey, this went out. I'm tied up in this state for 3 more days. I'm going to be late. I totally get that. That's fine. Same thing here. He did called at 7:45, soon as I was away, to pick it up before noon. Never heard from him. Called at 3:08. Driver said he was less than an hour away. He wasn't there again. So again, that was how long ago? When is this? 12/6. So just a few weeks ago. But all the other reviews are good. So we'll just see. It's hit and miss, you guys. I've just been lucky. Again, knock on wood, I've been lucky. So I just try to continue to use my ones that I've, have had good rapport with. Oh, I'm so glad I'm seeing comments. I don't think that there's anything else I can think of to go over with you. Guys, don't be afraid to ship. I know it seems scary. Do your homework and get your stuff out there. You're going to get a lot more bang for your buck. You're going to make a lot more money if you're able to reach a broad audience. You cannot just rely on your local market. I thought I could. I was selling great for my first year, but I was selling relatively low. I never sold anything over $400. And then, as I became more experienced, I just decided I needed to raise my prices. And coming with that was me getting my work out there to more than just the people in, around 2 hours around me. So once I got on Etsy and had some sales and had some reviews, the sales just kept coming and the work keeps coming. And people are paying those prices. They're paying $1,000, $2,000 for something. So, and I truly believe that's because I'm able to offer shipping and, reach these people. So you got to just do it. It's not as scary as it seems. So just, cross your T's and dot your I's though. Try to think of everything you can when it comes to what could go wrong, and try to cover your bases. So, all right, I am going to hop off of here. My kids are wanting dinner, so I need to go make dinner. I really appreciate you guys hanging in there with me through this video because I never have done this before. So, but this was not too bad. So I think I'll do it again if I ever need to show you something, on the computer. So, all right, guys, you enjoy your evening, and thank you again for joining.